can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Ante Delija takes on Waldo Cortes Acosta this Saturday as the co-main event of UFC Fight Night. Ante Delija returning to the octagon after his first round knockout back in September of Marcin Tybura. Had a really good showing of himself. I think he's a great addition to the heavyweight division. 35 years old, 6'3", 78-inch reach. Big dude. Good takedowns, good ground and pound. We saw that over in, I think it was PFL or Bellator, whatever it was, against Renan Ferreira. You know, really good striker, power in the hands. Extends his combinations. Just all-around very good fighter. A lot of finishing potential. Dangerous wherever the fight goes. Taking on Waldo Cortes Acosta, who 34, 6'4", with a 78-inch reach. So, guy's going to be about the same frame-wise, but I would give the athleticism edge to Ante Delija. Cortes Acosta coming in off of a loss to Sergey Pavlovich. Before that, kind of squeaked by Sergey Spivak in a very close fight. He's got some okay wins at heavyweight. Knocked out Ryan Spann, which isn't really anything to write home about. Knocked out Lucas Bursky, but outside of that, it's a lot of decisions. You know, he's kind of a decision merchant. Had to take down Robelis Despania to get that win. Got a decision over, 40-year-old Andrei Arlovsky, Chase Sherman, Jared Vandera. These aren't really wins to write home about. As soon as he steps up in competition against guys like Pavlovich, Marcos Rogerio de Lima, he's losing. Lost both those fights pretty handily by decision. So, haven't been the most convinced by Waldo Cortes Acosta. And picked against him in the Spivak fight. I thought that one was, he probably won, but I think it was very close. And then definitely picked against him in the Sergey Pavlovich fight. I just didn't think he had the skills to beat somebody as good as Pavlovich in the striking department. So, Ante Delija, I think, is going to be a real challenge for him. I do. I think that he's more talented. I think he has more skills on the feet and on the ground. I think he's got more experience, more high-level experience. He's fought the better competition. I like that he offensively wrestles. I like that he's got good ground and pound, extends his combinations on the feet. He had a sick left hand, then a feint right hand shovel uppercut to KO Tybura in his UFC debut. And I just think that he's got more finishing potential than Waldo Cortes Acosta, who, like I said earlier, is just kind of a decision merchant. Delija's got decent speed for heavyweight. He's got good power. I think he'll be able to keep Waldo Cortes Acosta on the back foot, put more volume out there than Waldo. Mix in the takedowns. We saw Spivak get 2 takedowns against him, and I think Delija will have a lot of success there. If he can't get the takedowns, I think that just the threat alone will open up his strikes on the feet. And we saw Delima get him down twice as well. So definitely a hole in the game of Acosta. He's looking to keep it on the feet and bang. Doesn't have a lot to speak of when the fight does go to the ground. So I think Delija is going to have the definitive wrestling advantage in this one. And I just like his aggression. I like his willingness to engage. I think that Waldo's had a lot of favorable matchups in the UFC. And when he takes on someone with talent, he loses. And I think that Delija is very talented. I think that he squeaked by Spivak. Again, lost to Lima, lost to Sergey Pavlovich. These guys are solid heavyweights. These are guys that belong in the UFC. And I just think that Waldo is just a kind of a ploddy heavyweight. Doesn't really move the feet, throws single punches, the jab, maybe your right hand, can be pushed back into the cage. He can be hit. He was stung a few times by Spivak, was getting stung by Pavlovich. And I feel like he's one of those guys who, he's used to kind of dictating the pace and, getting respect on the feet. And I feel like he gets uncomfortable when he can't get the respect. When someone starts to unload on him the way that Pavlovich did, he'll just kind of start to wing punches back. I think he'll struggle with the pressure of Delija, the speed, the grappling threat. I think that he's already kind of low output at times. And I feel like when he's pressed by a guy who can hurt him, he gets even more tentative, as we've seen in the last couple of fights. So I think that Delija will just be a little bit too much for him in terms of overall skill set. I think that Waldo Cortes, he doesn't do much on the feet. Doesn't put a lot out there more than a jab, a few kicks at times, and kind of just winging strikes as guys come in, like we saw in the Pavlovich fight. So I think that he explodes at times where it's kind of easy to read. and kind of see it coming and move out of the way. And I think Delija will have success in those moments to land his strikes or shoot under for takedowns. So I'm going to go with Ante Delija to get this one done. I think that he can get the KO. I think that he can catch Waldo Cortes Acosta on the feet. I think that he can get takedowns and find a ground and pound win as well. But I do think he gets the win. Thanks.